Call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Nice to see you back, Karen. Would
Thank
you like to
you.
do roll call, please?
Allen? Here. Green?
Here.
LaFour?
Here.
Mistrovich?
Here.
Ricks?
Here.
Warren?
Here.
Yark?
Here.
I'd like the record to show that the council directed the city manager to stay on vacation. If we would have that in the minutes, please. So it'll show why he's not here for the first time. Okay, moving on to approval of minutes for the city council meeting of June 20th. Is there a motion?
Motion. Support.
What's been made and supported? Any discussion on the minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Moving on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. Looks like everybody is here for agenda items. We will move on. Adoption of agenda, no changes from the city manager. Is there any changes from the city council? Being not, a motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
Motion.
Support.
What's been made and supported, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Motion for the consent agenda would be in order.
Make a motion to approve a consent agenda as presented. Support.
What's been made and supported, there's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration, which we have 5 this evening. The first one being the consideration of adopting Resolution 2016-5, the recognition of state champion girls softball team. And I am playing the role of the city manager tonight.
You stayed a Holiday Inn last night?
Yeah, I should have. Wish I was getting paid what he gets paid. The city council is scheduled to consider adopting Resolution 2016-5, a resolution recognizing the 2016 state champion Richmond Blue Devils softball team. Similar resolutions or proclamations have been adopted in the past when sport teams from Richmond have won state championships. This resolution recognizes the softball team as a source of civic pride in the Richmond community. Mr. Coach Howard Stewart, if you would. The resolution that City Council has signed and will be passing on very shortly reads, a resolution recognizing the 2016 state champion Richmond High School softball team. And we've got a lot of whereases. Whereas the Richmond High School softball team has won the State of Michigan Division II softball championship for 2016. And whereas en route to their state championship, the softball team won their 27th conference title, 20th district title, and 9th regional title in team history. And whereas in 2016, the softball program also produced 3 first-team all-state softball players. And whereas the Blue Devil victory is the 14th no-hitter in state finals championship history. And whereas our city is proud of the Blue Devil softball team and appreciative of the state recognition that the team has brought to this community through their good sportsmanship and inspired team play. Now therefore be it resolved that the Richmond City Council does hereby recognize and congratulate the Richmond High School softball team and their coach Howard Stewart for their dedication and diligence to the sport of high school softball and for winning the 2016 state championship. Much deserved, sir.
Thank you. I'm supposed to say a couple things. One thing, the girls work long and hard. It's much harder to win a state title than what you think, since it took me 38 years to do it. When we were at state championship, it was so impressive to see the support from the community. When you look up in the stands and you see somewhere between 1,000 to 1,200 spectators from Richmond wearing blue and white, it made you really proud. And I'm proud of the team, and I'm proud of the community for what they did. Do you want anybody else to say anything?
Anybody else would like to say
Ladies,
anything?
want to say anything? Okay, Ms. Foster? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, is there a motion?
Make a motion to adopt the resolution 2016-5, a resolution recognizing the 2016 state champion Blue Devil softball team.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Discussion. But we'd also agree with you, Coach Stewart, that it does take a community to, to support the program. And they've done that for many, many, many years, and through girls softball, as you well know. But we want to congratulate all the girls for their diligence and the hard work, and your coaches being there, making it happen. We're extremely proud that Richmond continues to produce that level of sportsmanship, and hopefully, I know you've got one going to college on a scholarship. I'm not sure if you have any more.
We have a couple on it.
Couple going?
I'm not sure if they haven't agreed to do it yet, but I think he's.
Okay. Well, it's a great start. We're looking forward to the next couple of years with the team. So, any other comments? We appreciate you coming out tonight. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Thank you. You don't have to sit through the rest of the meeting.
So y'all have to stay now. Gonna leave Jeff
Thanks
by
again.
himself.
Item number 2 is consideration of approving 2016-17 EMS and community transit contracts. I was going to say Mr. City Manager. Council is scheduled to consider approving the fiscal year 2016-17 and 18-19 emergency medical services and the 16-17 community transit services contracts with the Richmond Lennox EMS. This is basically the same with very few changes that we've done in the past. The big exception is the 3-year contract that we will be having with EMS on a payback for the loan on getting the sewer to the new Richmond Lennox EMS building that we will be seeing hopefully within the next year.
We hope.
Yes, yes. Jeffrey, you want to go ahead and...
Based on discussions we had with council during the budget hearing process and the need to move forward with the sewer project while Metal Lodge was under construction or in an appropriate part of their construction to do it, really made it a good opportunity to us to continue our partnership with the city, get that sewer line expanded for what will be the needs of a much larger EMS and transit facility. And do it while we didn't have to then go back in and disturb the work that Metal Lodge has done, which is really going to, I think, change the entire look of the western side of Richmond there along 32 Mile Road in a very positive kind of way. So we didn't want to go back in and have to tear that back up, if you will. And so this has made it a very good time to do all that. We had our attorneys at Barry Moorman draft an agreement based on our discussion. I know Mr. Moore and I spoke about it a couple times. He took it, I believe, to your legal counsel here for the city. He looked at it, and everybody was satisfied that it met the intent of our discussions that we had, and would repay the amount that's just a little over $38,000. Via the contract fees that normally would have been paid to the EMS. So it just avoids us, if you will, passing checks back and forth. You'll see the agreement notes that we'll actually provide the city an invoice for each of those years. It will just credit out the amount of the sewer work project. And the idea behind that is just so both of us, from an auditing standpoint, have an accounting of what that money was used for. And that was at the suggestion of our attorneys that we did that. And Mr. Moore, I believe, thought that was a very good idea as well. Just as a real quick background, over the last year, we actually responded to, the EMS actually responded to just over 800 emergency calls here in the city, so a little over 2 runs a day on average, which is pretty significant. Our average response time is just a little under 4 minutes here within the city of Richmond. And as you mentioned, Mr. Mayor, the contract is for 3 years and 3 months, basically, in order to cover that $38,000 term.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve the 2016 through 19 contract for the emergency medical services with the Richmond Lennox EMS and authorize the city manager to execute the contract on behalf of the city.
Support.
What's been made and supported. Any comments or questions? Looks like it's pretty well written. plain English.
Yeah, I like that as well.
We gave a loan to get it done. We're going to get our money back. Just a matter of transferring the money that is coming out of the sewer back in, from the general fund, back into the sewer. So it'll pay sewer back. So it was a smart way of going, as people probably don't realize, but when we talked about this in our workshop, we talked about how it would be the smartest thing while Metalodge is doing all their drives and construction. Now would be the time to go ahead and put that sewer into the new EMS, and also it will help the VFW with their sewage also. So, sound like a plan, well thought out plan.
Yes, sir.
Other comments? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. We also have the approval for the 16-17 contract for community transit services with Richmond Lennox EMS. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the 2016-17 contract for community transit services with Richmond Lennox EMS in the amount of the city's municipal and community credit received from SMART, and authorize the city manager to execute the contract on behalf of the city.
Support.
What's been made and supported. Any discussion? Again, another outstanding service. Just keeps on getting better.
About just a shade under 3,000 rides last year, just here in the city of Richmond alone. So that's really a significant number from where we began with one vehicle now almost 17 years ago. So.
Jeff, what was the name of the lady that lived in the trailer park that bugged you and then started bugging me, and we finally got this thing all going? Do you remember her name?
No, sir, I
Was
don't.
it Miller?
I think it was. It was what am I going to say? It was a common kind of name, a Miller Smith, something
Miller
of that.
Smith, something
yeah,
in that
of
order.
of that nature. And she's
Yeah.
the one who really pushed us to
Yeah.
get something done. And
I wonder if she had
we
any
found it.
idea or has any idea what she started.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Some days I ask that question to myself.
Yeah.
Of do we have any idea of what this would become with starting with one bus and having 10 now, and the number of rides that we're doing every day here in Richmond and the surrounding areas. So I don't think I would have ever envisioned it being this size when we began.
Yeah.
So,
No, absolutely not. Great service.
thank you.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on the service, and it said it's been enlightening. As I go door to door, as I'm running for state rep, it was interesting talking to so many people in Macomb Township. A number of people weren't happy with the SMART bus service, and so many of them didn't actually know about Richmond Lennox having taken on that. And I think Richmond Lennox was asked to take on that because of the success of the service in Richmond. So it's nice. I mean, in Richmond, I hear good things. People are happy with the service, and in other communities. In fact, I feel like I'm an advocate for your service, Jeff, because I think I've handed out 3 or more times the dispatch number for Richmond Lennox to people who've talked to me in Macomb Township about it. I said, well, wait a second. And they were talking about how upset they were about the service they've been receiving. And I said, did you know Richmond Lennox took this over? No, I didn't. Well, here's the dispatch number. So now I'm just keeping it. I'm just handing this out to people. And I say that to say to the credit of Richmond Lennox's service, that you've been asked to provide that in Macomb Township, and I suspect that they would just as happy as our residents.
We just went through our contract renewal with them after their first 6 months of service. We started serving them in January, and it was a very positive experience. They were very pleased because they've been hearing very good things back from their residents about the service. So it was a meeting kind of like this. It was kind of very easy when we went before their board here just a few weeks ago.
Very good. Very good. Any other comments? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. Thank you, sir. We now move on to the business of moving some funds here for that service. Consideration approving the fiscal year 2017 SMART contract. Council is scheduled to approve that municipal credit and community credit contract for 2017. The contract reflects council's request to fund the Richmond Lennox EMS, which we just did. This will make it so that we will be receiving the $16,274 in credits, which will be then transferred directly to Richmond Lennox EMS for that service. Is there a motion?
I move to approve the Smart Municipal Credit and Community Credit Contract for fiscal year 2017 and agree to transfer the amount of $5,662 in municipal credits and $10,612 in community credits to the Richmond Lennox EMS in payment for their community transit service.
Support. Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion? We just had quite a bit of discussion on the service. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Moving on to item number 4, consideration of board appointments. From time to time, we have board appointments that are necessary when terms expire. A copy or a request has been sent out to those who are expiring, and also we have put this in the Voice newspaper for any of the openings also. No other applications have been received. So I would ask that you would approve the motion to confirm my reappointment of Tom Habel to the EDC for a 6-year term. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Tom Habel to the EDC for a 6-year term with an expiration date of July 1st, 2022.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion? It's going to be all reappointments tonight, so I will save my discussion at the end of all these appointments that we have tonight. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. That's one. I also would like you to put Dana McLean back on the EDC for a 6-year term. Is there a motion to that effect?
I make a motion to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Dana McLean to the EDC for a 6-year term with an expiration date of July 1st, 2022.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion? Again, this is a reappointment. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. I would also ask that you put Dr. Pat McClellan back on the Planning Commission for a 3-year term. And I also want to note the extraordinary amount of time, I believe, was it 51 years? No, that's how many years Doc's been in town. He's been on the Planning Commission, I believe, 45 years. And is chairman of, and still does a very good job. Glad to see that he's considering reappointment here. Is there a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Patrick McCullen to the Planning Commission for a 3-year term with an expiration date of June 30th, 2019.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion?
Just, that's impressive.
That is-
45 years.
That's impressive.
I was in diapers when he started.
I wonder if you were even born yet.
Close.
All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. I also would ask that you would reappoint Tom Habel to the Tax Increment Finance Authority for a 4-year term. Is there a motion to that effect?
I move to confirm the mayor's appointment of Tom Habel to the Tax Increment Finance Authority for a 4-year term with an expiration date of June 30th, 2020. Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Any discussion on that one? Being not, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. So, I'm sure what we all want to say is thank you very much to these people for re-upping. Some of these terms are 6-year terms, and that is a huge commitment to the community. And between those people, I can't imagine how many years, even if you excluded Doc's 45 years, Tom Habel and Dana have served many years on many different, well, Tom especially has served many different capacities for the city of Richmond, but Dana's been on for a number of years now too, and lends her time and expertise to that board. So we're appreciative. We still have 2 openings on EDC. We got to hear, we may have more than that. We may have an opening on TIFA. We haven't heard back from a few people. And once we find out for sure that there's no more reappointments, we're going to have to go out and beat the bushes because nobody is stepping forward and putting applications out from the Voice newspaper. So anybody that's out there that's watching, giving time back to your community to make a better community is well worth the time. And it's not that big of a commitment. Some of these boards meet every other month, one day. Some meet one day a month. And we appreciate people stepping forward at any time to be considered. All right, we're moving on. Item number 5 is in consideration of scheduling a quarterly roundtable meeting date. Council is scheduled to schedule the next quarterly roundtable meeting tonight. The roundtable meetings are normally scheduled for the months of January, April, July, and October. We have been doing this for many, many years. These meetings are open to the public. Council was given the July page out of the community calendar, which seems to be working very well for us after all these years, to find out when we can possibly get together. And it looks like the only one that's open is the 25th of July. If that is still good for everybody, then it would be a recommendation that a motion be made to that effect.
Right.
Mr. Mayor, is there a time?
Yeah, if I can find out what I just did with it. Okay, yes, a time is the other thing that we need to come up with. If you want to, we can suspend the normal rules before a motion and have discussion on that.
Yes.
There it is. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So are we in agreement July 25th is going to be good for everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and then we've been meeting anywhere from 5:30 to 6:30. What's the best time?
I'm good with 5:30.
Me too.
Can we change it to 6?
Pardon me?
6 would be best.
6,
Yeah.
okay.
That's fine.
John?
I'm with whatever,
Okay,
I'm good.
6 o'clock it is then.
6 good.
All right. Somebody care to make the motion to that effect?
I move to schedule the special quarterly meeting at the City Council for July 25th, 2016 at City Hall, beginning at 6 p.m.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion does pass. All right, we move on. City manager's not here tonight, so we'll forego his comments. I would say that he notified us of the 3 projects that are going on right now. The curb extensions at Monroe and Maine. I noticed tonight when I came up, they have one more corner to finish the brick, and a few more minor things there that need to be done. In talking to the company last week, when I was out there talking with him, he thought maybe by the end of this week, that's all going to be done there at Monroe and Maine. So the question, if you question the workers, they wonder if it's actually slowing traffic down, because he said the traffic goes by awful fast, even with all those barrels out there. So, but it's going to make it very safe for people across the street compared to what we had. What was the other thing? The tennis courts. I went by today for the first time since last week, and boy, they've really opened that wide open. So it's much bigger than what I thought, it was going to be, given the old courts. So looking forward to that. What was the third thing? There was one more thing that he had told us about in his update.
Demolition of the houses? or-
No, the houses, no, the demolition of the houses, the contract was let on that. And that may not happen until after good old days. He's working on it, but what else was there?
Pound Road.
Oh, yeah, Pound Road. You didn't give us an update on Pound Road as a resident of Pound
You
Road.
didn't come to the council comments yet.
Oh, this is true, too. This is true, too. Okay, still playing city manager,
Not quite sure which role you're playing.
Yeah, I know. Okay, all right, well, all right. Let's move on to council comments. Dennis?
I just want to congratulate the softball team and being at the game. Coach Stewart was right on. The amount of people that were there supporting was unbelievable. So
He said he couldn't even talk to people from the dugout to first base.
Yeah.
It was so
yeah,
loud.
they had a great student section, and it felt like some of the other state championships I've been to where the city comes out and supports.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what program it is. It seems like everybody follows and does their best for the program.
Yeah,
So.
it's very good, very good. Jeffrey?
Well, the Pound Road Report.
Well, yeah, how's Pound Road?
You know, it's back to dirt road again.
Is it? Okay.
We're enjoying the calm feeling of, you know, a country setting back there.
Very good.
The traffic is actually being slowed. Some of us that don't there, I think, are saying just leave it the way it is.
Yeah.
It's very,
Yeah.
very calm down
Yeah,
there.
you could save a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
water main's in, and they're hooking up that, and I see that they're trying to put the storm drain in. So it's moving right along. It's
Yeah.
gonna-
Very good.
It's nice to see it finally, you know, happening.
Yeah, very good. John?
I have nothing tonight.
Emily?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Jamie?
Nothing, sir.
Okay. Michael?
Just an update on the city manager evaluation committee.
Ah.
We are complete. We
Okay.
finalized everything. We met last week with Councilor Yarrick and Councilor LaFour. So we're good to go. We were going to have it this meeting, but with the city manager being gone, we'll have it on the next agenda.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, are you going to notify him of that also? Or
Yep, he
Karen
knows.
can
Yeah.
through the minutes?
Yep. Yeah, he knows. I came into
Okay.
the office and shared the results with him
Oh,
and gave him
okay.
everything, so.
Very good.
He's all up to date.
Is that why he went on vacation, or?
Yeah.
Anybody else want to poke at the city manager since he's not here tonight?
That's, will you actually watch the tape?
Yeah.
Tim, I just want to add one more thing.
Yes.
The good old days area there being stripped out looks
yeah, that's right.
Yes,
really good.
yes.
That's coming along great.
Yeah,
It's
you're
gonna
doing
be
a
really
fine job.
Yep.
We're hard surfacing, for those who don't know, we're hard surfacing certain areas in there so that we bring it into the 21st century at least. But they've done a beautiful job so far.
Yeah, the drain's all in and.
Yeah,
that looks
yeah, drains in, DPW put that in, and again, Good Old Days is, the festival committee itself is paying for all these improvements there, but it's well worthwhile. There'll be, I believe that area is gonna have 6 inches of millings in it, so it could be good for parking. We're gonna wait and see what happens, but that may be a new parking area other than Good Old Days, which is badly needed over there. Really badly needed when there's so many things going on in the park. It's not gonna get any better. It's just gonna get bigger over there and more needs. So, but they've done a beautiful job over there. Again, that's Telto Contracting doing that job also, and offered a lot of their help besides what we've contracted for over there. So we appreciate that also. So, okay. We can go to the calendar. Today being the 6th, we have a cable meeting on the 12th, 7 o'clock here at City Hall. I believe we have a planning commission meeting on the 14th at 7 o'clock, but that may get canceled due to lack of items.
Excuse me, Tim, I thought that one was moved to the 28th of this month because there's someone from the county is
Okay.
coming.
Move to what date?
The 28th?
28th?
What day is it? Is that a Thursday?
Hmm,
No?
Yes.
Yes. 28th is a Thursday.
all right, move that down here. Was that, did you say for a county presentation?
Yes.
On the master plan?
Yes.
Okay, okay. That's, I don't know how that didn't get on this calendar. Okay, so that's the 14th Planning Commission meeting will go to the 28th. I believe that will be at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. The next regular scheduled council meeting is on the 18th. And what else do we have? Okay, we have the community garage sale that is put on by the Parks and Recreation Department, will be on the 23rd. Starting in the morning there, I'm not exactly sure what time that starts, but it starts pretty early on Saturday morning. But along with that is the community garage sale that is put on in connection with the Parks and Recreation, but it's called Richmond's first annual Rummage and Relic event. And I believe we are closing down part of Monroe Street at Main, and Michigan Junk Teaks is in coalition with the Richmond Chamber of Commerce to bring this to town. This is pretty exciting stuff. It sounds as though they've got quite a few people coming, and if you would like to be part of that, I would suggest you go to Michigan Junk Teaks around the corner of Monroe and Main, and get with them, and you can get a spot to sell your stuff, as they call it. The next Sound of Music, free music series put on by Senior Helpers will be July 28th, and it's Gene Bastian's Double Brass Quartet, and that will be held at the BB Park, and I believe that's at 7 o'clock. We didn't put a time on here. But I'm pretty sure that's at 7 o'clock, and that again is July 28th. Okay. And I believe that's it for now. Is
Mr.
there anything
Mayor,
else we need to put on the calendar?
excuse me, there is the blood drive at the Richmond Lennox EMS tomorrow
Tomorrow?
from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Okay, that's the 7th. Okay, you might see that on YouTube yet tonight. Blood drive. And where's that at?
It's at the Richmond Lennox
EMS
EMS, 32 mile, oh, the new location.
at school section?
Gratiot Avenue?
Oh, Gratiot in New Haven?
Yes.
Okay, okay. There's a blood drive the 7th, that would be tomorrow, at the New Haven Richmond Lennox EMS station. Okay. All right. Anything else we need to add?
Mr. Mayor, just a note, with a lot of construction that's going on down in south side of town with the Henry Ford Medical Center,
Ah, yes.
people have been asking what's going on there, and I know there's a groundbreaking ceremony on the 20th of July.
The 20th? Okay. Yeah, was that at noon?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, a lot of things going on in town. Okay, moving on. There is no closed session. Is there any other business for the city council this evening? Being not, motion to adjourn be in order.
To adjourn.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. There is no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion passes. Thanks for being with us.